wealthy again. We will make America strong again.
Fucking A.
We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. We will make America free again.
Fucking
and
A.
we will make America great again.
Yeah.
Thank you. God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you, Pennsylvania. Thank you both. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you.
Mr. Hemi. I thought Trump was going to go on for a while.
Crooked Joe.
Excuse me. We'll just go. We'll just go back in time. I thought it was live. Maybe it's not. Hello. Happy Saturday. Hello. Good to see you. Okay. Go ahead, Trump. Excuse me. Go ahead, Mr. President. FJB.
Thank you very much, everybody, and hello, Philadelphia. I went to school in Philadelphia, I must say.
Hey, Rob. We're having 20 pieces
and we
here.
won it twice, in actuality.
Orange Man
and
bad,
we won
yes.
it all the times in the primaries. We had great.
Orange Man Nazi. Say it with me. Orange Man Nazi. Oh, my God. Look at him.
Great success here. We're going to have the biggest year we ever had.
He's even trying to sport that mustache. Don't you know?
Be a big one. And
oh, God.
Also to this great place. I love this place. You know, I've gone to a couple of games. You used to have good teams. You still have good teams here? I don't know. A little bit.
Philadelphia.
Had a great
the city of
Hello,
brotherly
Good
love.
to be with you.
Oh, my God.
I'm thrilled to be back in the birthplace of American freedom with thousands and thousands of
Orange Man rad. I like that.
Which is what you are. With your help, 5 months from now, we're going to win this Commonwealth. We're going to evict crooked Joe Biden from the White House.
Wait a minute.
We are going to make America great again.
Excuse me, Mr. President. Isn't Joe Biden, isn't he Common Joe, Lunchbox Joe from Scranton, Pennsylvania? Don't you know? There's no chance of winning Pennsylvania. Mr. Trump, go home, take your toys, and go home. My God.
Less than 4 years ago, our border was secure. Inflation was nowhere to be seen.
I like that. Orange Man rad.
Peace. They respected your country.
Yes,
and America
thank you, Rob.
Was strong like never before. All because you finally had a president who put America first. I put America first.
Well, Mr. Hemi, Donald Trump is figuratively wipe Joe's butt for the last time. Oh, my God. Oh, no.
Now under crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of our country, the world is in flames. Our border is overrun. Inflation is raging. Crime is out of control. Europe is in chaos. The Middle East is exploding. Iran is emboldened. China is on the march. And this horrible, horrible president is dragging us toward World War III. We're going to be in World War III soon. I see every movie he's making. Remember, Trump was right about everything. You see the cap? Trump was right. We're racing a clock. We're racing a clock. We'll be in World War III with this guy. That's why this November, the people of Pennsylvania are going to tell crooked Joe Biden, you're fired. Get out. Get out. You're fired. Few communities have suffered more under the Biden regime than Philadelphia. Under crooked Joe, the city of brotherly love is being ravaged by bloodshed and crime. 2 weeks ago, 9 people were shot in a single weekend, including 3 teenagers so seriously hurt. Murders in Philadelphia reached their highest level in 6 decades. Retail theft in Philly, I spent so much time here, is up 135% since I left office. The convenience stores are closing down left and right. The pharmacies have to lock up. The soap, you want to buy a little bar of soap? You got to go through a big deal. Open up the glass, open up the steel. You can't keep a bar of soap. People walk in, they just take it. You can't buy toothpaste. You can't buy a toothbrush. You want a toothbrush, it takes you 45 minutes. Meanwhile, the schools are ranked fourth from the bottom in the entire nation, and Crooked Joe has no plan to improve them, none whatsoever. By the way, we're moving the Department of Education back to the states, and we're going to do it quickly. And you know, some of our states are going to do a fantastic job with running education. If you think about it, we spend more per pupil than any other country in the world, and we're at the bottom of every list. So, as I used to say about a group that likes me very much, what the hell do you have to lose, right? We might as well do it. And we'll be able to cut education in half and get much better education. In some of the states, I could name them right now, will have the best education anywhere in the world. Some won't do as well. There are a couple of states like, I would say Gavin Newsom will not do well. Under the Trump administration, we're going to bring law and order and safety back to our streets. We're going to bring success back to our schools. We're going to bring prosperity back to our forgotten communities. And we are going to liberate our once great cities and make Philadelphia better and more beautiful than ever before. But saving this once incredible place begins with stopping the killing and the crime that's setting records every single week. Unbelievably, Crooked Joe Biden is going around trying to claim that crime is down. He says crime is down. Crime is so much up. First of all,
oh, God, I love the way they play these games, too, don't they? Don't you? Yes, crime is down substantially since the. Oh, by the way, there's a new reporting thing where we're doing. It's such fucking horseshit. Go on.
We have a new form of crime. It's called the Biden migrant crime.
I mean, look at these Uncle Toms back here. These African-American people with their MAGA hats. They're goddamn Nazis. Don't you know?
Biden migrant.
Traitors.
And all these millions of people that have come in here, they're just getting warmed up because, you know, they wanted to feel it out. They didn't know what the words politically correct mean because in their country, if they did what they do over here, they'd be shot and killed instantly.
Is that Diddy? I don't know. I don't think it's, well, it could be. God only knows. I mean, you know, P. Diddy has been known to like his Nazis.
They can't believe what's happening over here. So it's only going to get worse. It's going to get worse and worse right up to the election.
A resurgence.
And after the election and January.
Is this
20th,
Guilfoyle?
It's going to get real good.
Is this is that Don Jr.'s old lady or one of them married the one from Fox News? I'm not sure who that is.
Going to go fast. We're going to give immunity to our police. So if they arrest somebody or if they speak a little bit harshly, they won't be discarded. They won't be destroyed. They won't be thrown in jail because they raised their voice to a criminal. They won't lose their family. They won't lose their home. They won't lose their pet.
Oh, my God. What is this called? Shalata. Oh, God. It's so delicious. I'm sorry.
But the FBI crime statistics Biden is pushing are fake. They're fake.
Of course they are.
Just like everything else in this administration.
Yep.
Now he's even saying that all his mishaps were fake. They say the fake news covered him in a fake manner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that whole thing with, what is it, a cheap fake, they're saying? Gaslighting. You see Joe Biden doing this or that. And, yeah, the one in Italy was kind of fake. But Joe Biden falling over and running into shit and mumbling, that's a fake, see. It's the evil Republican Nazis. It's not Joe Biden. Don't believe your lying eyes, you evil person, you.
That's a lot of fake news.
Oh.
That's a lot of fake news back there.
Uh-huh.
we want them to do is be honest, because they're all going out of business. Nobody believes them anymore. And it didn't help when they went along with the Biden scam. What is he called? What does he call it? You know what he calls it? So
I call it bullshit. I know. Maybe we can trade for fur beer for. Yeah, thank you. I'll keep my fur. Thank you.
they get him in
Appreciate it.
about 9 different positions. I mean, even normal positions, although I assume he's been in some very bad ones.
Oh God.
But they get him in all these horrible, compromising posts. And then they say it really wasn't that way. It was so. Then everybody sends in, they all have cameras. See, every one of you has a camera. If I blow it up here, though, they take a perfect, brilliant, beautiful statement that I make. I go for 2 hours without teleprompters. And if I say one word slightly out, they say, he's cognitively impaired. Whereas
he's right. He's right.
Biden can run into walls.
Mm-hmm.
He can fall off the stage. Up the
I just thought I'd do
stairs.
something. What the hell, right? It's Saturday night. Saturday night. And what the hell? There's a full moon tonight. Just over full, but go ahead and look at it. It's the strawberry moon. Oh my God. It's strawberry for red. And oh my God, MAGA. Of course it is. It's just a Saturday
He can turn
night.
around. Listen to this. From 20,000 feet, a paratrooper is landing right in front of him.
How about that?
Everybody, all the foreign leaders, they're watching. And he turns around to look at a tree.
Well,
right?
That wasn't exactly true, but okay. Yeah, I get it.
No. And then they say it was fake. He was fine. And then the press goes along with it. They go along with it. They say, isn't it terrible the way they cover him? No, he's terrible. The worst president in history by far. And we have to get him out, or this country is not going to survive another year. Yeah. According to the much better national crime victimization survey, there has actually been a 43% increase in violent crime since I left office, including 58% increase in rapes, an 89% increase in aggravated assaults, and a 56% increase in robberies. Other than that, I think we're doing quite well, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Crime is fine. There's no issue whatsoever. Don't you know? Shut up and don't believe your lying eyes. Oh, my God.
But with your vote, Joe Biden's wave of bedlam and death and terror will begin to recede the moment I take the oath of office, January 20th.
Yes.
First, I will stand with the heroes of law enforcement. We will give our police officers the respect and protection, resources, and support that they need to drive down your crime to zero. Second, we will surge federal law enforcement resources to the places that need them most.
Well, it's never going to be zero. Well, we know that. But the hyperbole, okay.
There are certain places, like places that I know very well here, that are just absolutely out of control. I mean, if you walk down certain streets here, you have a 50-50 chance of not ever seeing your home again.
Oh, my God. Rusty Rivers, what the hell is going on up in here? Hey, Rusty. We're just looking at some Nazi footage from Germany, 1938.
That's not too good. Instead of throwing Christians in jail, as Biden has done, we are going to crack down on the gangs, the drug dealers, human traffickers, and criminal cartels.
Oh, God, speaking of that, I was watching a video earlier. Apparently, there's some kind of new drug that's 100 times more lethal than fucking fentanyl out there now. You believe that shit? Jesus Christ. 100 times more potent than fentanyl. And of course, it'll kill you. Great news. Oh my God.
Third, we're going to stand up to the attitude of control. Soros-backed DAs like Philadelphia's despicable Marxist prosecutor, Larry Krasner. How did he get in?
Well, he sucked the right dick, I guess.
Krasner has the blood of countless men, women, children on his hands, including thousands of African-American citizens, because he refuses to prosecute people. They don't refuse to prosecute me. I got more prosecutions than any human being. I've got more than the great Alphonse Capone. You ever hear of Scarface?
Oh, God. Yeah.
Oh, my parents are looking down. How did this happen to my son? You know how it happened? I won an election that I wasn't supposed to win.
Is that EVS standing? I don't know. Who's EVS, sir? Tomorrow, 6. I don't know who EVS is. I'm not sure. Fabian Farina. Hello. Hamster for president. God forbid. No, I don't want that job. Thank you. No.
I then did better the second time by a lot. We did much better. You know, for those of you in the fake news, we did much better the second time than we did the first. Like, not even a contest. In fact, we got the most votes for a sitting president in the history of our country. And then we were told, oh, but you just missed it. You just lost. No, we can't let this happen. And I'll tell you what, I have never seen, and we had a great 2016. We had an even better 2020. There has never been enthusiasm like I'm seeing right now. There's never been. Never been.
I've been hearing Marco Rubio. His name is coming up. I don't know. I'm not sure that's legal, right? Because there's that little, obscure constitution shit where you can't be from the same state. But I don't know. Trump's, he's a dictator. Whatever.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that great?
Ethan von Sciver. I don't know. Probably.
They've got the best seat in the house. Because if there's a star in the crowd,
thank you, Rev.
The cameras on them, like the whole thing. They maybe only can see the back of my head. But you know what? The cameras on them, you think you have the best seats. If there's a star in the group, they will be found by the fake news. But my administration will aggressively defend the right of every American to live in safety and in peace. We're going to have a safe country again. We're going to have a safe country again. For that same reason, we will end Biden migrant crime. New category, it's a vicious crime. I told Dana White of UFC, I said, here's what we're going to do. These are tough cookies coming into our country, coming with prisons and mental institutions. I said to Dana White, UFC, he's got a big fight going on right now. He's a good friend of mine. You know what he said the other day? They said, who's the toughest person you've ever met? He said, definitely Donald Trump. He said, Donald Trump. How about that?
Now, President Trump probably isn't lying about mental patients and criminals and shit being sent to this country. What do you mean, hamster? Oh, my God, you're making shit up. Oh, my God, you're one of those, aren't ya? Look up the Mariel boat lift. 1980. Go ahead. See if there's any precedent for what Donald Trump is saying. It's curious.
But I said, Dana, I have an idea for you to make a lot of
Mariel,
money.
The boat lift.
You're going to go and start a new
Cuba.
migrant fight league. Migrants, only migrants. And then at the end of the year, the champion migrant is going to fight your champion. And I hate to tell you, Dana, I think the migrant might win. That's how tough they are.
Yeah.
This is not a normal situation. This is not, isn't it wonderful? These wonderful people. These people are drug dealers, gang members, killers in so many different ways. No. And we probably have 18 million. We'll have 20 million by the time we get this guy out of there. But we got to get them out fast. We got even bigger problems. We got to get them out fast. The biggest problem is what he's saying to Russia, China, to Kim Jong-un, North Korea. What he's saying to these countries, they're laughing at us. They can't believe this has happened to America. On day one, I will seal the border, stop the invasion, and send Joe Biden's illegal aliens the hell back home.
Oh, no.
Day after day, week after week, Joe Biden is releasing illegal criminals into our communities to rape, pillage, plunder, and to kill.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, here's the only thing. He doesn't even have a clue, in my opinion.
Oh.
These are young, smart people that happen to be fascists and communists that surround. They surround him in the Oval Office, the beautiful Resolute desk. It's been soiled. That gorgeous Resolute desk. What they're doing to our country, they're destroying our country. Just this week, a 12-year-old girl in Houston, Jocelyn Nungari, was tied up, stripped, and strangled to death after walking to a 7-Eleven. Her body dumped near the side of the road in a shallow creek.
Yep.
Charged with Jocelyn's heinous murder are 2 illegal alien savages that Joe Biden recently set loose into our country. They came across our border, claiming they feared for their lives in Venezuela. They feared for their lives in Venezuela. You know, in Venezuela, crime is down 72% because they've taken their criminals, their drug dealers, and most of the people in their jails, and they've brought them to the United States of America.
Yep.
So they were afraid for their lives, and think of it, they couldn't stand it. They were so afraid. I'm so afraid, Venezuela. But they waited only weeks before murdering this precious, young, beautiful girl. One of them was here for 21 days before the murder took place.
It wasn't just a murder, guys. Look that story up. It's a horrible tragedy. Donald Trump is not lying right
week in New York, another illegal.
But I'm sure the mainstream fucking media was but, and reasons and shit. 12-year-old kid. Come on now. Come on.
Who Joe Biden set loose into our country approached 2 13-year-old children with a machete in broad daylight, and like a scene from a horror movie, he forced them into the woods, tied them together by their wrists, and raped the young girl at a park in Queens, a park that I grew up right next to.
Jesus Christ.
While filming it on camera. He put it on camera. He thought it was great. You know, I used to go to that park. I'd ride my bicycle like a kid. I was a kid too. Can you believe it? I'd ride my bicycle to the park. My mother loved me, but she'd say, oh, good, now be home at a certain time, I'd ride there. This went on for years. There was never any thought of anything happening. Now, if you go to a park near your home, you have a very good chance of never seeing your child again. This is not living in a country that we grew up in, and we're not going to stand for it. We're not going to stand for it. We're going to take our country back. We're going to take our country back. In Iowa this week, another illegal immigrant released by Joe Biden pled guilty to sexually assaulting a 12-year-old girl. And last week, yet another Biden migrant was arrested for the rape and murder of Rachel Morin. I just spoke to her mother, Patricia, Patty, as they say, but Patricia. Rachel was a 37-year-old Maryland mother of 5 whom he attacked while she was out for a run. She wanted to stay in good shape, and she ends up getting killed. Police believe that the animal responsible for Rachel's killing first murdered another young woman in El Salvador. Then he fled across Joe Biden's wide open border. Wide open, come on in, into the United States. We had the safest border in the history of our country. Now we have the unsafest border in the history of the world. After which he savagely attacked a 9-year-old girl and her mother in a home in Los Angeles before killing Rachel. And a lot of Rachel's family is here. I have to say that they're incredible people. And we're deeply grateful for the the brother, sister of Rachel.
Yeah, that's some hard shit, man. And it's happening right now in our country. You get 12-year-old kids can't go out to the 7-Eleven to get cigarettes, or whatever. They get killed and raped. I mean, that's, my God, that's terrible.
Michael Morin, Aaron Morin Lehman. Would you stand up, please, wherever you may be? They've gone through hell. I've watched them on television. I've watched you on television, and it is a tough deal. People say time. I don't know about time. I don't know if that's the answer. Thank you very much. Michael and Aaron, we grieve Rachel's loss. We pray that God will ease your pain, and we resolve to secure our border so this will never happen again. But it's going to happen again because we have an incompetent man. He's an incompetent, and he's happens to be the president. All he has to do is say, close the border. He doesn't need Congress. I need Congress. I didn't have Congress. I closed the border. We had the safest border. All he has to do is say, close the border.
Yeah, he won't.
That's all you have to say. He doesn't need anything from Congress.
No. Because there's a whole lot of fucking money going on here.
It's just unlikely that a thing like that would have happened. Thank you for being with us. Yeah.
Well, we've had a lot of Joe Bidens.
We built hundreds of miles of wall. We got Mexico to give us thousands and thousands of soldiers. And we had a great border even while we were building it. And then we were going to add 200 miles of wall. And we had a rigged election take place. And what happened is when I left, all hell broke loose. And they didn't want to finish the wall. They didn't want to put up the additional wall we built. And it was all built.
They actually fucking scrapped all that material for the wall. You know that, right? All these gates and stuff that were procured for this, they scrapped it. Sold it for pennies. These people don't want to close the border.
The highest specs of Border Patrol and ICE. And they're incredible people, by the way, Border Patrol and ICE. And instead of putting it up, which would have taken 3 weeks, they decided to sell it for 5 cents on the dollar. And the rest is history. When I return to the White House, we will stop the plunder, rape, slaughter, and destruction of our American suburbs, cities, and towns. That's what's happening. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. Worse and worse and worse by the day. We will shut down deadly sanctuary cities. I will shift massive portions of federal law enforcement to immigration enforcement. And on day one, we will begin the largest domestic deportation operation in American history. We have no choice. We have no choice. You know who had the largest? General Dwight D. Eisenhower when he was president. Good general, good president.
Yep.
Very much responsible for the interstate highway system. But he was tremendous on not wanting people to illegally flow into our country. He had the strongest deportation program. Ours will unfortunately have to be much stronger than his because he didn't have 20 million people walk in. And these are people out of the jails and out of the mental institutions. He didn't have that. He had people walk in, but they weren't the people that we're getting. And you know what? I know every one of the presidents over there, presidents. I call them presidents, dictators, kings, queens. I know every one of them. They come from all over the world, by the way. I would do the same thing as them. They're emptying their jails and they're emptying their mental institutions. I would have done it faster than them because actually they have some people left. They're dumping them in. We're like a dumping ground for the rest of the world. And it's going to stop on January 20th at a level that you haven't seen before. It's going to stop.
Well, it takes 2-cycle fuel if it's a 2-cycle wood chipper.
I don't know if they have it. We have a card. We have a card that shows, a graph that shows, I don't even know if my guys are going to be able to find it because I didn't think I put it up. There it is. That's called efficiency. I didn't think they'd get that. Thank you, fellas. You're getting better. They're getting better after doing this for a few years, right? So if you look at that arrow on the bottom, the red arrow on the bottom, that is the week that I left office. That was the lowest level of illegal immigration in the history of our country, recorded history. Okay? And then Crooked Joe Biden came to office. Crooked as a $3 bill. I used to say $2 bill, but they make $2 bills, right? He's crooked as a $3 bill. He came to office right there, and there was an explosion of illegal immigration. By the way, drugs and human trafficking too. And human trafficking is mostly in women, I hate to say. You think of it as an ancient thing, but you know what made it almost as big as the drug dealing stuff? You know what it was? The internet. It's made it massive. Human trafficking in women. And there's more of it going on right now than any time in the history of the world. And it's taken place during this horrible, pathetic president's time in office. So there it is. And that's done by the Border Patrol. That's not even done by Trump. That looks like it's done by Trump, right? That's done by the Border Patrol. That was the lowest point, that arrow. I'm very proud of that. And that supersedes a couple of things. You know what? That was in the ratings book because last night, and they will never tell you this because they're fake news, but last night, Rasmussen, which is, in my opinion, the most respected poll out there. Now, of course, if we get a bad one, I'll take that back. If I had a bad poll, if they come out with a bad poll in a month from now, I'll say Rasmussen is terrible. But Rasmussen, no, it is a highly respected pollster. And they came out with a poll last night that Trump is 10 points up. Okay. The fake news will not report it. The fake news will not. But they do report that we're leading in every single swing state. We're leading in Pennsylvania by a lot. No, we're doing good. Good-looking man. Good. Thank you. I like the hat. Thank you very much. No, we're doing good. You know, we have some people here. Where are those people? Look at those. See those beautiful women up there? I don't know what the hell their husbands are. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
They come from a place called, nobody's ever heard of this, North Carolina, right?
Ah.
Which we won both times and won by a lot. And in fact, we did so good, we took Michael Whatley, the head of the Republican Party in North Carolina, we put him in charge. This is their 118th rally.
Wow.
And I don't know what the hell is happening with their husband. I've never figured it. They're all married. They're all happily, I think, married. Are you happily married? Look at this. They come way over 100 times. And we also have front row Joes here. Where the hell is...
Yeah, the dresses. Oh, Donald Trump. Woof. Flirting with the girls. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Look at them, front row. And
Yep.
they come in, and they have been... They've been here 201 times. I can't believe I did that many. How about me? Did I do that many? I did that much. So
Yeah, I'm sure.
Thank you, front row. And thank you very much. It's nice, and you look great. You look great.
Yeah, I think a lot of chainsaws and weed whackers and shit are still two-cycle because you get the most horsepower out of a two-cycle engine that's still light enough to carry around. So, yeah. Wood chipper, you go either way, I suppose. Because you don't really have to carry a wood chipper around. You know
Are we going to win?
Yes. Fucking A.
We don't have a choice. So we got this poll last night from Rasmussen. And it was they also did it like with Kennedy and with the other ones in there. Cornel West. He's one of my favorite candidates, Cornel West. And I like I like her also, Jill Stein. I like her very much. You know why? She takes 100% from them. He takes 100%. Kennedy's probably 50-50, but he's a fake.
Oh.
He's a fake.
Oh.
He's a total fake. You don't want to. He's more liberal than Joe Biden and all of these communists that work for him.
Yeah.
Kennedy's more liberal than all of them. He wants to be in the debate, but he's got bad numbers. You can't do that. Right? I'd like to have him in the debate, actually. I'd love to have him in the debate, but he's got bad numbers, very bad. No, I don't think he's going to ever make it. But Joe Biden's open border has also been a disaster for our great African-American and Hispanic-American population. So what's happening when millions of people flow over?
Yep.
The people that are most hurt are, number one, the African-Americans in this country. Number two, the Hispanic. Have they taken your job yet, sirs? They better not. I don't think they're going to get your job. I'll fight for you. They're not getting your job. Nobody's getting his job. But I will tell you, they're taking African-American jobs and Hispanic-American jobs. You know who else they're really affecting? The unions. And I have to tell you, we have a lot of Teamsters here. Do we have a lot of Teamsters? We have Teamsters, and I think we're doing 89% or something with the Teamsters. And they have a great leader. I hope Sean is listening right now. But we have a shot at even getting it from the top. I think we have a shot. But we have great Teamsters. They worked for me a lot in New York because they did the concrete trucks and other things, and they were incredible. So
yeah, well, Joe Biden and his minions will pay off the union. Don't worry about that, Mr. Trump. Don't worry. You got no chance there.
Are being incredibly impacted by all of these millions of people pouring into our country. So, but the African American population is being destroyed by Joe Biden. Remember his statement, super predator. Remember, just don't forget the super predator statement. This guy's the biggest phony on earth. Virtually all of the net jobs created under Biden have gone to migrants. You know, almost 100% of the jobs created by Crooked Joe. What's better, Crooked Joe or Sleepy Joe? Ready? Wait, free poll. Free poll. This is a free. You know, you do a poll, they say that'll cost $1 million. They go out and they interview about 200 people. That'll be $1 million, right? Ready? We'll go Crooked Joe first, Sleepy Joe second. Crooked Joe first, ready? Okay. Who likes Crooked Joe the best? Who likes Sleepy Joe the best?
That works too.
Crooked Joe, Sleepy Joe. Whoa. You know, that's the first time that Sleepy Joe has ever beaten Crooked Joe. It's the first. So tonight, we'll refer to him as Sleepy Joe. Because right now, as you know, it's been reported that right now Crooked Joe's gone to a log cabin to study, prepare. No, he didn't do. He's sleeping now.
Yeah.
Because they want to get him good and strong. So a little before debate time, he gets a shot in the ass, and that's.
Oh.
They want to strengthen him up.
Oh no.
So he comes out. He'll come out. Okay. I say he'll come out all jacked up, right?
Yeah.
All jacked up.
Yeah.
No. Will anybody be watching the debate on Thursday night?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm shocked. No, I'm shocked.
One thing I can say is don't do what you did last time. Don't do that stupid shit. Does that look bad? Yeah. Just be Trump. Don't be the asshole Trump. That's all you got to do, really.
But they've taken so much fun out of it. There's no audience. They actually wanted us to sit down. They said, look, I really want to do this thing. You know, what happened is they gave me something that couldn't be accepted. They gave me an offer I couldn't accept, and I said, I'll do it. Number one, it was CNN fake news, right? Who hates Trump.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Then it was Fake Tapper, who really hates Trump, and Dana Bash. Then it was, it's Dana. It's not Dana. It's Dana. You know that, right?
Dana.
Right? It's Dana, right? Isn't it? It's either. Scherzika. Then they said, think of this, but no audience. It's like death. There's two us and two of them. It's like death. This could be the most boring, or it could be quite exciting. Who knows? I already caught them. They had a presidential commission. You remember the time where they were turning off my mic and they weren't allowed to? And they had to apologize. They apologized for it. Of course, that doesn't do any good. The debate's over, but we won the debate. We won just about all of those suckers. We won them. How should I handle him? Should I be tough and nasty? Or should I be, she say, no, should I be tough and nasty and just say you're the worst president in history? Or should I be nice and calm and let him speak? 50-50. Be tough. Be tough. So bad. So bad. But anyway, it'll be a good, I'm sure he'll be prepared. Whatever happened to all that cocaine that was missing a month ago from the White House? Whatever happened? Under the Trump administration, American workers will always come first. We will buy American, build American, and we will hire American. Biden wants. We're bringing it back. The auto industry, United Auto, the auto workers are largely on my side. They have the worst union head in the country. This guy wants to make all electric cars, EVs, right? They don't go far. They cost too much. They're all made in China. Other than that, I think they're actually quite wonderful. But he's getting decimated by his union. He actually supported Sleepy Joe. He supported him. Sleepy Joe. See, just for this, because I'm going back to Crooked. I think it's more accurate.
Sleepy.
I like Crooked more. I think it's. In fact, I took it away from Crooked Hillary, so I don't want to give it back to her, because now I call her Beautiful Hillary. She's a beautiful woman.
Oh, Jesus God. Okay, well, now we know that Trump is losing his sight. Oh. Oh, no. The aristocratic utensil. Oh, my God. Now, here we have ostensibly, is that a word? Ostensibly, a conservative lawman on trigonometry. Let's check in with that.
People, this is going to be a train wreck for some reason. Lauren Southern found her on my Twitter. How, I do not know. I demand an explanation, people. Anyway, I don't understand the response to Ashley Sinclair, another feminist grifter LARPing as a conservative, and to top it all.
I mean, I don't even know who some of these people. I mean, I know who Lauren Southern is. Ashley Sinclair, who is that? Oh, well, she's kind of pretty, and oh my God, she says words that sound so nice. It's mellifluous. It's like honey. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Oh, God. Okay, go ahead. Go.
All off. This was on trigonometry, or if you know anything about regime power dynamics, containment, masquerading as center-right dissent. Yeah, right. No, it's just milquetoast mainstream cringe. Oh, here's a fun fact for all of you. Thank you, Scrum, for this one, by the way. Konstantin, one of the hosts of that show, his father is a Russian oligarch Putin kicked out of Russia. Pretty sure it was for embezzling funds as well. I dare say he might have a personal grudge against Putin. He's also very pro a certain country. And then you wonder why he's so mainstream. Anyway, take a look at this screenshot. A misogyny conspiracy and this thumbnail. I know.
Well, what do you think, boys? Does she have enough makeup on for you? Oh, my God. Look at that. Holy Jesus. That's kind of incredible. All right, go ahead.
Oh, the Slash. I've seen her tweets. I've heard what she has to say. She is dull and mid-witted. Nothing of interest to say.
Yeah.
Couple all of that with the comments on the video heavily against her and about 40% downvote ratio. I will safely bet my bollocks she is going to say incredibly stupid things. Now, I've watched about, 20 seconds of that bit in the screenshot before I started swearing. So I'm flying in blind here for the rest of this. So let's see where this goes.
In all fairness, the interview was more like an hour or so. So the spoon is kind of picking and choosing here a little bit, but let's go through it anyway. All right. So there you go. Traditional conservative whammon, right?
But what I see on the right is actual genuine misogyny.
Oh, yeah, it's Francis starting off with the stupid.
Yeah, of course it is. Do they even know what this word means? Or is it just something that's, it's got to be misogyny. Do you know what it means? Do you? It means the hatred of women. But it's exclusively on the right, of course, because reasons and shit. Right?
You say it's the right. I am genuinely arch right-wing, unlike you Hufford-lopping liberals. Misogyny is the hatred of women. We don't hate women, we're just patriarchal.
Yes.
It's a hatred of women.
See? What'd I tell you?
Yes. And I don't know that that's organic.
Oh, for chaps, you might want to grab a beer or a coffee or whiskey or something. Because I
way
get
ahead of you there, Spoon. I got my brewski.
the impression this might be a long video. You are terminally online. What do you mean by organic exactly? Because a prejudice against anything is obtained via information, learned via taught or by experience.
The English twat is Francis Foster. He's this is trigonometry. So you can see them all in their glory on YouTube.
Be this online via clip compilations, discussions, or simply noticing that every woman in any position of authority, the value of whatever they touch, dies. I don't dwell in the manosphere, red pill circles. Hell, I think that stuff is cringe.
Oh my God! What? What do you mean? It's cringe. I mean, he's a bastard. Yeah. Well, misogyny, misandry. That's the hatred of something. And I think there are very few men on the left or otherwise that actually hate women. But let's go on and see where she's finding all these woman-hating men. Would it be on, I don't know, fucking 4chan or something?
My perspectives got to this point by observing the content that women put out of their own volition, the stupidity of their words and conduct, pattern recognition. How's that for organic?
And
He's evil. Oh my God, where's his mustache? Son
I
of a
may
bitch.
be stepping into my own conspiracies here,
Really? You don't say. I can already
okay.
tell this is going to piss me off, by the way.
but I don't think it's coincidental that right before the election, the right becomes the exact caricature of what the left had said the right was for years.
Okay. Let's go back.
The right becomes the exact caricature of what the left had said the right was for years, and it
Really? Really? Okay. Go on.
wasn't. You know, many of us on the right knew that the right was not, this
You're not on the right. Oh, I'm glad we got that settled. You're not a conservative.
was for years, and it wasn't.
Why is that? Because you're a woman. That's why. Go on.
You know, many of us on the right knew that the right was not, this anti-Semitic, misogynistic group of folks.
Notice what I just said about organic and pattern recognition, and the first thing she mentions is anti-Semitic. You know, both her and Constantine are...
And now all of a sudden we're seeing this rise in misogynistic rhetoric. And
Really? Where? Where is that exactly? Right before the election. Okay. Where is this? You go ahead. You have time.
people who fundamentally believe that women shouldn't vote.
Uh-huh. Yeah, this is the one that really gets them all worked up. Conservative, liberal, communist. I mean, there's some guys on the internet. Andrew Tate, women shouldn't vote. Do they they don't, right? They don't understand. They see one thing that really pisses them off. Well, obviously, then all the right wing and whatever is the same way. Oh, my God. Crazy, isn't it?
Long enough.
And people who fundamentally are siding with the people taking over our universities right now.
How in the hell
What?
did you get to an overlap between people who are taking over universities right now, presumably what, pro-Palestine supporters? And trust me, they don't care about any of that. That's just what idiots told them to support. And so-called misogynistic right-wingers who don't want women to vote. The only
Yeah, where are these people? Just curious if somebody could point them out. Wondering where they are.
intersecting Venn diagram between those two groups is an aversion to war, which, controversial opinion here, I don't think is a bad thing.
I don't think that's organic.
I'm starting to get the impression you don't think much at all, nor do you know what that word actually means.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot more foreign bot farms and outside influences.
I think she meant to say bot farms. It sounded a lot like butt farms to me. I had to listen to it a couple times.
What actually means.
I think there's a lot more foreign bot farms.
It sounded like butt farms to me. Were you guys think that? Maybe I'm wrong. It sounded like butt farms, which kind of makes sense. A bunch of people sitting on their butts, being bots, I suppose.
And outside influences boosting these people in the retardo sphere than we have any idea about right now.
Hey,
And
Doug,
it's also
In order to?
In order to cause that division.
Notice how little they think of you. All of this is perpetuated by some other mysterious force, as if we can't spot any patterns and come to our own conclusions. For normies, that would sound a tad condescending. On my end, it sounds a tad sinister.
Because if you look at it, and whether people agree with it or not, what is the top issue going into this election?
of course, I think this woman is icky. She gives me the
Border crime
ick.
economy.
The ick.
And to be-
Immigration and the economy would be the top two.
Told you.
maybe for a Republican, but generally.
I thought you said you were kind of a Republican. So tell us then, what is the biggest issue?
It's the issue of abortion.
Of course it is, because I might be a conservative, allegedly, but I'm still a whammon, and I'm for the sisterhood. Know what I'm saying? Yo, listen to it again.
Border crime economy.
And to be-
Immigration and the economy would be the top two.
Told you.
maybe for a Republican, but generally it's the issue of abortion.
Aha. So the top issue amongst women, apparently, is the right to be really fucking irresponsible and not have any consequences for that. Are you with me?
And women's rights, that's what the left is focusing on. That's what they're running ads on.
Really?
Yes, the left is running ads on abortion. They're hyper fixating on this abortion issue,
Uh-huh.
on women's issues. That's what they're hyper fixating on. I don't
Gee, I have no idea why they would spend their money there. Why? It's crazy, isn't it?
think Republicans have really put enough emphasis on how much the Karens in Wisconsin or Pennsylvania are running the election.
Uh-huh. So how many different fucking ways can Donald Trump say it's up to the states to figure this out? It's in their playing field now. You guys figure it out. It's not a federal thing. I'm not even going to say a fucking word about it. Amen. Not good enough, though.
And whether they like it or not, women are voting and they vote more than men. They're doing more activism than men. They do more volunteer hours than men. They are making more of a political difference than men are, whatever men want to say about that on the left or the right.
Of abortion.
I never thought that the shirt I wore to school one spring morning would lead to a federal lawsuit. But the reaction from the adults running my
This woman.
Want to say about that. They are making more of a political difference activism than men. They do more volunteer hours than men. They are making more of a political difference than men are, whatever men want to say about that.
And it's for the one thing, is it? See, little girl here is confused. You see, the abortion thing might be a big deal among the really stupid single women who are otherwise known as hoes. But among married women, even Democrat married women, it's not a big deal. What's the big deal is it cost me $17 for a fucking bag of coffee. Of course, she doesn't care, though, because, well, abortion.
On the left or the right.
This woman is either disingenuous as sin or so incredibly dim, I'm actually mentally stricken by her stupidity.
Do tell us, Spoon.
You just laid out the argument for why women shouldn't vote. And in case you haven't noticed this, there's no men around. Like I just said a few moments ago, I got my perspectives on women by observing the words and conduct of women. Let me explain something to you. The most important variable to men is function. The whole point of voting, which doesn't work, by the way, is to make an informed decision because you're dealing with matters of statecraft.
If voting actually mattered, they wouldn't let us do it.
The public sphere has always been the domain of men. It is ultimately built on the use of force because men are bigger and stronger. There is a division of labor in society, and yours is to produce children because women have the monopoly on that. It is your duty to carry on the species. How on earth are you shocked that men don't want women to vote when you just said the main thing that drives women to the polls is abortion?
Is anyone surprised? Lord Black Eagle, just some random guys here. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? Go on, Spoon.
Given the freedom to exercise power, the most important thing to you women is to put people in positions of authority solely to cater to your desire to maintain a get-out-of-jail-free card to engage in sexual degeneracy and avoid doing your civilizational duty. How do you have the audacity to use feminism and say, oh, I'm woman, hear me roar. We are so much more than just our bodies. And yet you refuse to use your damn brain because the main thing you vote for is based on sex. Yet you refuse to use your damn brain because the main thing you vote for is based on sex. That is the reason why men don't want women to vote, because functionally speaking, you provide nothing of value and you're a waste of time and resources.
Well, I think the Spoon's getting all worked up.
If you keep going down this road, do not be surprised if men contemplate taking power by force. They have nothing to lose and everything to gain, which makes them dangerous. Oh, fucking hell. My word, how on earth are you stumped by a so-called inorganic phenomena, and then you explain it yourself in less than 60 seconds later? See, that kind of stupidity looped repeatedly is why more and more men have the perspectives they do. This is why I keep saying, ladies, the best way to make men think you're smart is just shut up.
I think it's fundamentally really damaging to allow this rhetoric to go on.
Why? I like the rhetoric. I advocate for more of it.
Which rhetoric is that, though?
Shut up.
I think it's fundamentally really damaging to allow this rhetoric to go on.
Why? I like the rhetoric. I advocate for more of it. Now, obviously, it doesn't take a genius to understand why she is in favor of icing this rhetoric. She'd be out of a job if men were to take power.
This misogynistic
I'm
rhetoric.
just trying to delve deeper into the conspiracy. Are you saying this is kind of deliberate to get Republicans to look dumb and offensive so that they lose the election?
I believe so.
That has got to be one of the stupidest conspiracy theories I've ever heard. All of this angst against women in authority is all to cause Republicans to lose the election. See, I think my explanation of we have functioning eyes and brains and seeing women repeatedly ruin everything they touch and screaming misogyny when we notice this is a far more logical explanation, wouldn't you? Everything they touch and screaming misogyny when we notice this is a far more logical explanation, wouldn't you say?
I really believe that this is boosted by things that are inorganic, because when you look at the engagement on some of these accounts, it is bananas. At least I don't want to believe that.
I mean, she is icky. Am I wrong? I might be wrong here, but she is just Ew.
many people truly hold those sentiments.
Of course not. Again, because you are a content creator and they're competitors. They're better competitors. Never believe any of these women give a crap about traditional values, by the way, ever. Every single one of them is a snake. It is all about the clout and grift.
And maybe I'm just too optimistic about humanity and
Never believe any of these women give a crap about traditional values, by the way, ever. Every single one of them is a snake. It is all about the clout and grift. Traditional values, by the way, ever. Every single one of them is a snake. It is all about the clout and grift.
And maybe I'm just too optimistic about humanity and people.
Yes, because anyone who doesn't swallow your lukewarm feminist garbage is instantly a bad person with bad intentions. This is how you know these people know nothing but liberalism. They simply are chasing the sweet spot where they have some kind of a say, but before the rainbow starts looking a tad nefarious.
But I don't think it's organic at all, that all of a sudden this is sprouting up. And
I mean, she said organic 14 times already. What the fuck are you talking about? Well, it's just not organic. Well, you know, that's the latest corporate buzzword, babe. Did you get that at your corporate job in the C-suite? It's not organic, and we have to stay on our swim lane, and we got to do this, and it's this is bad. This is really bad. Oh my God.
we have this many people who genuinely believe that women shouldn't vote.
Okay, this many. How many would that be? Andrew Tate, a couple other dudes, some people making noise. You do understand on YouTube, if you want to make money, you got to make some fucking noise. You got to say shit that's going to get people's attention. Do you get it? Guess not.
I don't believe that's the case.
I agree. It's way, way more. And unlike you, I have great reasons for why women shouldn't vote. Hell, I have great reasons for why voting sucks in general, because I care about civilization. Whereas you, last, you care about clout and a damn paycheck.
Do you not think
No, she doesn't. That much is obvious.
that every side of the political spectrum has a shadow? The left has a shadow, which is the anti-Semitism in particular. They've got their own version of misogyny, which we've seen.
By the way, you will notice this is where the phrase woke right comes from. It's a cheap trick of this group is known bad, and so we are going to smear you with guilt by association. I mean, they tried doing this crap with Tucker Carlson when he said he isn't in favor of funding war.
Yeah, that's where the that's where the real misogyny, however, comes from feminists like this chick. They hate women who decide to stay home and have their kids. They fucking literally hate them. The very textbook definition of misogyny, the hatred of women. They hate women. The ones that don't choose what they think they should do. It's amazing, isn't it?
And the right do as well. Normally, you see with people who are far to the right, it's a hatred of, LGBT people and also misogyny.
So Francis got looks like his hair is like it's got a little bit too much hair stuff in there, a little bit too much goo
as well. Do you not think that this is just an unmasking?
You know what I find absolutely astonishing about this discussion? There is no talk anywhere of why there is a hatred of any of these groups or how any of this so-called inorganic hatred came into being.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I think there is some of that. And I think there's some people who really, truly believe that. And I think there's some people who truly believe women are just objects. They really don't have the same value as.
Yeah, who are these women? Who are these people? I mean, except obviously other women. Who are these?
Men. They don't even have an understanding of women's roles throughout history.
Is that right?
Yeah, they're called OnlyFans models.
They don't understand how impactful women have been throughout all of history.
And that doesn't need to be political, but you women will never understand that. I mean, for goodness sakes, look at the OnlyFans situation. That's a crap load of bad influence from women. So you clearly have influence outside of politics, but none of you can understand that it can be bad or why.
Even when they were at home, they were running, our society. They were running the schools. They were raising the children.
And yet,
as anyone with any sense or knowledge of history understands. So exactly what the fuck are you talking about?
That is all what the so-called misogynistic men advocate you return to.
And they were running all of our philanthropic issues and volunteerism and activism.
And so they had a big bunch of fucking power, didn't they? Didn't they? And yet here you are, little conservative feminist. Well, but that's just, oh my God, it was icky. You had all of this power, apparently.
Activism for what? Don't just throw that out there. Be more specific, because that's a very loaded phrase these days.
They were really fundamental throughout society, and those people won't recognize that. But I think...
Who are those people? Who are those people? I would like to know. Who in the fuck are you talking about?
Loaded phrase these days.
They were really fundamental throughout society, and those people won't recognize that. But I think that's a small subsection. I really do think there's something worse going on, because why is all of this content allowed on YouTube? Going on, because why is all of this content allowed on YouTube?
No, I mean, I think do I have to actually say it? What the fuck kind of an accent does this person have? What the anyway, there's bigger nits to pick. Let's,
because it resonates and it's true.
YouTube, who has been, at the forefront of, we need to protect those who are, a protected class, and women typically fall into that class.
Why is that? Why is that, by the way? Can you point that out?
Those who are, a protected class, and women typically fall into that class.
You want
to
be a protected class, but men are not a protected class, so why the hell are you if you claim you're equal to men?
So why all of a sudden is all of this content allowed on YouTube?
Free speech? What?
That is terribly misogynistic.
Oh my God, it's so misogynist. You know what this woman really means is that there are some men and women on YouTube that are pointing out the bullshit. It's not misogynist. Criticism is not hatred. Critique is not misogyny. But go ahead, tell me why you're so...
That's terribly degrading to women. Calling women 304, saying they shouldn't vote.
Well, don't listen to it then. Don't listen to Fresh and Fit. Just don't do that.
Are you fucking kidding me? You idiots have the freedom to behave in any damn way you want to, and now you're upset that a bunch of women who behave like street skanks get called out for doing so. Here's an idea. Stop behaving like a bunch of street skanks. Is that your misogynistic behavior, I take it then? Is it men telling women they have to have some self-respect? Again, they're always the victim. You can never take any accountability for anything. And then they're puzzled over why men don't want women to vote. Going in circles over here.
Yeah, the thing is, Spoon, women want to do all kinds of degenerate shit, and no one should call them out for it. Even this chick here. Oh, but I was in college, so I mean, that's different, isn't it? Oh my God. No, it's not different.
I don't think that would have been allowed, years ago.
Years ago, women might have had a set of standards and were in less positions of authority, and therefore we had no fires to notice. Do you understand the concept of actions have consequences? No, of course not. That ability requires a Y chromosome.
I just don't. I think that would have been removed from the platform swiftly.
Yeah.
So when this platform was less censorious, they would have been more censorious. Do I even need punchlines for this at this point? It's like I said a while ago, our perspectives of you just comes from listening to you talk.
Do you not think Okay, we're just stress testing this idea because it's interesting, right?
No, it isn't. It's hollow and terribly boring and makes no sense at all.
Yes.
It's rhetoric without substance. You're making my job quite a bit harder here, you inconsiderate bunch of wankers. If it wasn't for my voice, no one would watch this damn video.
So one of the obvious challenges that I think some people would put to this is that we've had, and I this isn't even a devil's argument thing.
Advocate.
It's
Devil's
advocate.
mate. Come on, keep up.
genuine. I think it's fair to say that over the last 20, 30 years, you're too young probably to remember the Gillette ads of the 90s, but it was all about men being good. It was all about men looking after their kids. It was all about men going out to work. It was all a celebration of healthy masculinity.
Yep.
And then fast forward a few years and Gillette ads are about, you're a piece of shit, buy our razor. That's kind of the message, right?
Yes.
So, and then men are increasingly struggling in education comparatively to women. We know statistically speaking that women want to be dating men who are on their level or above in all sorts of different ways.
Look at her. It's like, oh shit. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Including financially. So the opportunity for men to find a mate are reduced. They're being told that they're toxic and this and that and whatever. You put all that together. I'm not condoning it because I don't think it's the right response, being resentful and bitter about that for a man. But do you not think that some of it is just an organic reaction to the demonization of men over?
Ooh, look at the way she moves her eyes. Oh my God, how am I going to lie about this?
Is just an organic reaction to the demonization.
Look at the eye movements. How can I come up with a lie and not make me look stupid?
Of men over a decade or two or however long. It's been going
Yes,
on.
I think that's also part of it. I think men have been demonized. I think
Yeah. Okay.
there's a war on masculinity because it threatens any system of power.
There it is, system of power. Women only want power. But women don't know what it's for. This right here is the main difference between men and women. Men want power because they innately understand it comes with a certain set of principles and responsibilities, and adherence to duty. It is used to shape civilization. Men care about the collective. Women are also attracted to men with authority and power, and this is used to access mating circles and pass off your genetic material. Women understand none of this. They do not possess the innate understanding of power, nor are men attracted to women with power. Ultimately, power in the hands of women is fruitless because women only care about themselves. This video is already far too long. I can't stomach any more of this. I'm out of here. Cheers for watching it once again. I
there you go.
apologize for nothing.
All right. There you go. Oh, yes, men are just, but they're evil and they're toxic Nazis. And oh my God. Oh, God, that was hard to watch. And trigonometry did like an hour and a half with this broad. It's like, oh, God. Nope. Lat says, men want power to fulfill their own responsibilities. Women want power to dictate. Well, and there you go. All right, boys. You have a good night. Talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for coming by. See you later. Bye.